A couple of cool features that have been added and evolved in the Azure environment over the last several years are business continuity capabilities, disaster recovery and availability capabilities that are now part of the Azure environment. They're provided as a service. Now, these are provided both in the Azure Service Management Model, or the old version of Azure, and the Azure Resource Management Model. They're a little bit different in the way that they're implemented, although that's almost right now more cosmetic than anything else, because what they do under the hood is still very similar. All right, and so you have two basic capabilities that are available to you for backup and site recovery, and they are, well, backup and site recovery. Now, backup is a backup as a service, or disaster recovery as a service solution. And this is something that is, I don't want to say common, but it's not unique to Azure. It is Azure's implementation of this. And what it does is direct offsite backup of server data. Okay? So I can set up backups in an on-premise environment and have that for virtual machines, have that for file shares, or file systems, and other things as well, and have those back up into the Azure environment. I've got agents, it's encrypted. It's also integrated both with System Center. So if you've got an on-premise System Center and you want to integrate a direct backup into Azure, you can do that. It's also integrated into Windows Server backups. Okay? And it is a Delta-based backup, so you can do only changes. Also, backup allows you to back up Azure virtual machines. So I can protect entire Azure virtual machines using backup. Interestingly enough, that's really sort of the limit, although I could install backup agents, the Azure backup agent, on virtual machines running in Azure and get more granular control of the way that I perform the backup. Okay, you also have site recovery. And site recovery is actually designed to back up private clouds. And at the time of this recording, this is supported for on-premise versions of Hyper-V as well as VMware. Okay? And so both of those can be replicated to a secondary location. Now, what's pretty cool about that is that it is available for on-premise and then replicated into Azure, or on-premise replicated to another on-premise environment. It's a very flexible architecture for this. And the idea is that it's going to allow you to quickly recover virtual machines. So whereas this is not a backup and recovery process, this is a replication process, meaning that if my primary site goes down, I have my secondary site ready to go. And so it's much quicker in terms of having that up and running. So it becomes more of an availability solution rather than a disaster recovery solution. All right? It is integrated with Windows Server Hyper-V Replica. All right? And a very tight integration with that, and some options that you have in the way that you set up site recovery. And it also works with System Center Virtual Machine Manager. All right, so this is a tool that's an Azure-based tool, and to a large extent, both of these are Azure-based tools that are designed to work with on-premises solutions.